this amuses me. So I was making a big stink about John Embry a couple weeks ago, and then all of a sudden I could care less about that. But finally, the Niners replaced him, and it's with a guy that was already on this coaching staff. He was quality control, which means I should know him, right? Brian Fleury. Anyway, it's not surprising. They like to promote from within. Real quick, have you heard of him?
Only from an article I was reading, I think that you referred me to a couple of weeks ago. That was it, because you were coming up with names for replacements, I think?
Yes.
So you did know him, I thought.
And his name was floated out there. I think a lot of people expected that he would get promoted. He's been a quality control coach 2 years. This year he was on offensive quality control, but he's never been a tight ends coach. His background is he was a linebackers coach on the Browns in 2015. And in 2014, he was an assistant linebackers coach. That's when he overlapped with Kyle. So he knows Kyle. Before then, he was a special teams coach at Towson, and he played quarterback at Towson. So
did you say Towson?
Towson, Towson. I'm not even sure where that is. Here's the thing.
Towson University is in Towson, Maryland, which is about 10 minutes north of Baltimore. Oh. And that's one of the places where one of my biggest gyms is. So I work out there. I know the Tigers, the Towson Tigers. Yeah.
Well, this guy is Mr. Towson.
That's what they call themselves.
So here's the thing: is like Kyle has an impeccable record spotting, coaching talent, and promoting the right guys. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, but he has no experience playing tight end, coaching tight ends, and experience matters for something. I don't see how this guy is an upgrade over John Embry. I can see how someone like George Kittle says, "What is Brian Fleury going to teach me about this position?" Like wasn't Kittle the one who led tight end U? Well, you think he's really feel like Brian Fleury has something to add? Seems like a downgrade, but I guess we'll have to find out.
I think it's one of those things where it is a hole, and they patched it with something easy and with a promotion. To be honest and humble about this situation, having him coach them is a lot like having me analyze the 49ers. I'm not an NFL player, and it doesn't mean that I can't learn from the players, learn from the other analysts, do my own research and study. It's something that I really hope that Mr. Fleury spends the off season, spending the time getting to know these guys and learning what it takes. And hey, education, books on shelves, watching tape, there are ways for him to get up to speed. But to your point, it doesn't seem like this promotion was made based on his merits, but rather simply because it's an in-house, basically patch the hole.
I'm guessing they promoted him because Kyle sees talent here. I'm thinking he sees a former quarterback who has coached on both sides of the ball and probably is going to be a coordinator, probably bright enough to be a coordinator, maybe even a head coach one day. So he's thinking this guy is a guy with upward mobility and potential.
Exactly.
So that's great. So you gave him a tight end coach, but he doesn't know anything about tight ends. He has no experience there. So as he's learning and as he's gearing up to be a coordinator, is he helping George Kittle improve at his craft? That's my only thing. Like, wasn't there some other ceremonial title you could have given him and actually got someone with some experience to help? I'm just saying, like, if you're a fighter, if they were to bring in your next coach and he has no experience fighting, but he's like, look, I'm really smart though. I'm going to figure this out. You'd be like,
what? You know what would be cool? I would love it if they could somehow hire Greg Olson away from the networks. In case he wants to be a coach one day, this would be a good way to start.
Brent Jones,
sure. Yeah, I mean, he could at least teach them about the toughness of playing a tight end, and he's a great tight end. So yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I don't know. Is he looking to coach? Is that something?
No,
Jones?
Absolutely not. So. That's a lot of work for not that much money. I'm guessing this guy probably is a smart guy. Kyle Shanahan must respect him. That has nothing to do though with teaching the techniques and minutia of a position, right? That's different. That's not conceptual at all.
To be honest with you, if I was to be involved in football, I mean, the number one thing I would be qualified to do is teach what I know, and that's fitness and high intensity training and lifting. I don't think I have business being a defensive backs coach because my qualifications are school, not even college. So yeah, I definitely am. It seems like a strange promotion. But like I said, I suspect this is something to get him up to speed. And I suspect that he'll put in the paperwork. He'll burn the midnight oil, so to speak, to get himself up to speed. But he's not qualified by merit for this. This is a training exercise, I feel. Which is strange because tight end is so important to our system.
Anthony Lynn was a great get for the 49ers, and he's going to be a terrific assistant head coach.
He will actually do more of the coaching when it comes to this than this guy?
Yeah, what I'm saying is like, so the Niners got Anthony Lynn. I guess it came at the expense of John Embry. And so John Embry conveniently goes with Mike McDaniel to Miami. And I'm looking at it now. I think Mike McDaniel has the better tight end coach than Kyle Shanahan, which is strange because that's Kyle Shanahan's choice. Kyle Shanahan easily could have kept, I think, Embry and gotten Lynn. But maybe I'm wrong on that one. Maybe Embry said, you're taking the title of assistant head coach away. I'm going to go be that and tight end coach in Miami. Anyway, I feel like the Niners lost on the deal at tight end. They got worse at tight end coach, better at assistant head coach.
I definitely think the title, Emery losing that, has something to do with that. But I feel like it was an amicable parting of ways. That in his mind, at least, he's off to go get groomed to be hopefully a future head coach. In his mind, if he could do a great job in Miami under his coach, as he did for us, perhaps it's just about building his resume. And if there's one thing the 49ers, I think they do well, it's looking out for the careers of most of the time of their coaches and players. This regime anyway, not the previous one, of course, but this one definitely looks after its people. Kind of like this Jimmy Garoppolo shopping. They're not going to just dump him on some team he doesn't want to go to. He wants to win, rightfully so. So they work with him. And I feel that's more like what we saw with the exodus to the Dolphins.
Yeah. And again, I'm sure this Brian Fleury guy is quite gifted. Kyle Shanahan has handpicked this guy, and it's like being handpicked by Steve Jobs or someone. Clearly, there is talent there, but still, what do you know about tight ends? Bud?
I guess in the Steve Jobs metaphor, this guy knows software. He might not know programming, but he knows software.
Yeah.
And so I think you're right. I think it's just he's part of this coaching tree, and it's just like one logical step.
And he probably won't even hold this job that long. He might get, if Anthony Lynn leaves in a couple, maybe this guy could be the next off. Who knows?